Live. Welcome everyone to an episode of Latin in Business, auditing your social media. We have our wonderful speakers here. Would you please come and introduce yourself? I'm Polly Ramirez, like always, and this is Liz.
I'm Liz, the founder of Latino Financial Literacy Club, here to support.
I'm Clara. I'm sales and marketing veteran, here to support as well.
Elisa.
Hey, sorry if I'm trying to go to a quiet place. My name is Elisa Molina. I am the founder of Covedosa, and I will be giving you some feedback from a small business owner perspective. Really excited to be.
Hello. It is Brizzo, performing artist and creator of Chingona Novellas. I'm here for some gems.
All right, and that was all the moderators. So with business auditing and auditing your social media is really important nowadays, especially because of COVID. A lot of your clients and a lot of your recent customers were not able to reach out with you like they normally do. So normally, I mean by foot traffic, or just being in front of your business if you're a mortal, words. If you have a standardized business that requires foot traffic, nowadays you need to make sure that you're interacting with your followers, making sure that you create quality content and figure out the grid. So we're going to give a couple of advice starting off with the grid. What's a good way to set up your grid for your daily postings, and then we're going to go over at the end for suggestions or technology that you could use to facilitate your daily postings. But first, overall, like the grid, gonna go over and leave it an open question for the grid, whoever wants to take it. And we're talking about, I'm gonna first talk about Instagram and then we can go at the other social media. I feel like a lot of the different brands in Clubhouse that I encounter, a lot of them have cosmetics items and are more locally with Instagram, and a lot of brands are kind of like not doing that much on Facebook because Instagram and Facebook connect now, so they're kind of focused on the visual aspect of their brand, meaning by the grid, I kind of want to call it by like those 9 squares that you first see on all of your pages. So you kind of want to think about them on the 9 squares and then figure out afterwards like your overall composite. But first is like the 9 squares, and then you can figure out like where you want to place things, and overall you can keep repeating the same cycle and again and again. Does anyone got suggestions on the grid, or I could just keep talking?
Well, I think that the grid is definitely important. It tells the story, and in any capacity, that's where you should really think of it as what story are you trying to convey, and what are you trying to say. If you look at my grid, which I wouldn't suggest you do, right now I archive a lot of things because of the fact that I'm doing a rebrand and everything else. Basically, the grid, you should be having 9 different categories that not necessarily that they don't work together, but they could actually work together. So if your business is beauty, let's say there's 9 different topics that you want to talk about. It could be something like, the shades of your lipstick, or it could be, and I always say lipstick, but it's the first thing that comes to mind. And you could also talk about empowerment. So you could really categorize each box. I always say each box, just to give you the visual element. Each box should really have a portion or a section of your story, right? So, or a chapter, you could say. Let's just say it's a chapter of your story, to tell the cohesive story about your brand and what you want to tell your audience and why they should buy. So that really is the grid. It is a homepage. It is what people basically either they feel good about. Is like, Maya Angelou said, I'm gonna forget what you said, but it's all about how you're gonna make me feel. So if you make me feel awesome and beautiful and gorgeous, let's say that's your brand is all about that, then that means that that's exactly how your storyline should be within those sections or the boxes. I'm Clara, and I'm done speaking.
Yeah, additionally, you can tell the story different ways. There's the picture, the image, and the text. So there's different settings for each portion of it that you could utilize. For the brand that I'm working on, which is my company 7 Cubes, I have the colors meaning something specifically. So like I have a certain color. If I want it to be like a video, it's gonna be like the lighter blue. If I want it to be like a photo, I want it to be like the darker blue. And then any messages that I want to be like company messages or like big announcement, I have them to be like white. So you can also use the color to kind of story tell and make sure that you have content about it, and then you kind of force yourself to be able to like really think about what's happening with your brand and what you want to tell your customers, other than just taking a snap of a photo and be like, oh, this is important, this is something that I should tell. It really kind of keeps you the time of mentality, really thinking about the story that you want to tell and the people that you want to interact with. A lot of changes happened recently on the way interactions happen in Instagrams, particularly like you need to make sure that if someone interacting with you, you need to make sure you're interacting with them. And if you are both not interacting with each other as much, you won't see each other's content. Something like when the update happened, a lot of people realized like, oh, I don't get as many views as before. Well, that's because you are not interacting with the people who interact with you, and if you don't interact with them, your content is not going to show up. So mutual interaction, whether if they do a comment, if they do a like, you have to make sure you go and like check their stories out, or some type of small interaction, like send a message to them using your DM. They really want you to utilize everything internally with the application. So like if you want to tag someone, you make sure you tag them and then you send them the DM, just so everything interacts with everyone, to provide more info. Lisa, you have comments or busy? Okay, I think she's kind of busy, so we're gonna hop over to...
Sorry about that. Yes, sorry. It's just baby and mom. They're driving me crazy. They're not going to allow me to have an amazing
it's all
room
good
today. However, we're going to overcome that. No, I mean, I think, honestly, what you and Clara have said, is perfectly on spot. If you guys visit to me, the grid is extremely important. If you go to Covedosa, I spent a long time really being very intentional. Oh my God, you can hear her. Let me go to the counselor. Very intentional about the aesthetics piece, and then also, what is it that I want people to feel as soon as they go to Covedosa.
Oh no, did we?
Sorry, that was my bad. I was trying to go to her profile.
Sorry, Lisa, is an accident. Elisa?
Yep, I'm done.
Sorry, it was an accident.
No worries. No, you're good. You're good. No.
It was a mix click. Okay, apologies again. So let's go back on track with this. So there's the grid, and then there's stories. So stories is a feature that you want to use, especially with all the video content that's happening right now with Snapchat and TikTok. Some of these are what you want to utilize to optimize your content. So if something's happening, let's say that you are about to launch something, stories is a really good way to give people previews without making like an actual post on Instagram. So you don't have like constant like, oh, I'm posting something, like, oh, I'm about to launch something. It's a lot more interactive if you kind of tell the story of like, oh, I'm about to launch something, and you tell the story of like, oh, this is me picking up like the pieces of what I'm launching. This is me dealing with like picking up the items that I need to launch it, or overall just make a more overall achievement of just giving them like, hey, this is the way I go about setting up my business, and this is what I would set up. This is a really good way of, oh, you kind of hear children in the background. That's my niece and my nephew. But yeah, if you think about your story as like a preview of like your Instagram post, is a really good way to put both of them together, which show you have different content in each one. Clara and Alyssa, or Bruce or Liz, you guys want to take it and answer like, how would you guys use stories on your Obit, just to give a little bit of complimentary information from the grid?
Oh, go ahead.
I was basically going to say that the way I actually love stories. I think that's one of my favorite features. I'm a video person. I feel like video is really king nowadays. as you can tell by all the platforms, they're really pushing that. So I think that that's one of the things that is very important to feel comfortable with. I know it could be a little nerve-wracking, but it's really good. I think stories is really about having a conversation. So your grid is about telling a story, and story is about having a conversation and interacting with your audience and make them feel like either you're hearing them or that they hear you, because you can actually get information from them in the sense of any questions or polls, or and it doesn't have to be stuffy. It could be really fun and interactive, where you could just, if you're, let's say you're drinking something, or again that whole example of the beauty brand, and it's a lipstick, and you're literally wearing that lipstick and you're drinking a piña colada, but you're showing how your lipstick doesn't smear on the actual sorbeto. I can't even say it in English now. I'm forgetting the name. The sorbeto is the straw. And of course, you're not going to be like, oh, look at the straw. No, it's more of like you're just showcasing and talking and saying, oh, I'm having this piña colada. It's so yummy. I can't, do you like piña colada? What is your favorite flavor? So you're really interacting, making them and nurturing them and making them feel like they're part of your tribe, of who you are, of your brand, and that you really, really enjoy being around them. It's like a best friend kind of thing. So I really loved stories. Most of the things that I do is with stories, because it's so easy just to pick up and start talking and giving my thoughts or asking questions. And I'm a very interactive person, so I love that. So just think of stories as a conversation. This is you having a conversation with your audience and or your clients. And how can you make it interactive and showcase your personality, right? Different aspects of your personality. It's also another thing that you utilize to promote your posts, because it is video, because it's something that is very interactive, and you may be able to do it more often than a post, and it's easier to do sometimes. Then what happens is that you could actually utilize it to promote whatever post. So you basically create, you take a picture of I could show you visually, but you take the picture of the actual post, and then you put a sticker that says new post. You make it intriguing enough so that way they know that they need to go and check out your post. So that way, whenever, as Paulie said, there might be 10%, 20%, whatever it is, the amount of people that are looking at your post, automatically by them looking at your stories, whoever has not seen that feed, they know something is there. So they will go to your post and check it out. So, make it interactive, make it fun, make it you, and just showcase your personality and what your brand's personality is all about. I'm Clara, and I'm done speaking.
I was just going to add that I use my story just for more interaction. Like I'll ask questions, or I'll put up like games in my stories. Just use that to be like very interactive with my audience.
Any
Can you
addition?
ladies hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes, awesome. Okay, so really quickly, to add to what was said, one of the things that I want to share is that I love stories. It's actually one of my favorite, just kind of ways to connect with people. And based on what Clara said, you can certainly find creative ways to engage with your audience. One of the products that I launched in January, I actually was able to launch a product that people wanted, with a design that people wanted, and with colors that people wanted. It was literally all thanks to stories and people engaging in polls and voting for, like 2-3 design options and 2-3 colors. And we literally ended up with something that people, already wanted, that people were already invested in. So again, to Clara's point, definitely is just a great way to connect with people. And also for those of you that are business owners, definitely show your face and let people know who's behind the brand.
Right, everyone. So I think we're at that time where we're going to be starting auditing people's brand. We're going to go start off with Bucket. So, Bouquet? Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes. Actually, I'm glad I found this group. I'm going to be launching my business soon. I'm working with a business coach right now, and it started out as more like a personal page, but I'm a nurse, and I'll be a nurse practitioner in a couple months. And my thing is, when you look at the page, I hablo español and I speak Turkish fluently. Mi esposo es mexicano, so I learned how to speak Spanish. So I use it in medicine, but my main purpose is helping women feel confident through syncing their cycle with life and going with the flow, literally like following their menstrual cycle, hormone fluctuations, and living life based on that instead of against their hormones. And I want to be able to help women in Espanol too, but because there's not much room on there to like advertise, que también like write that in Spanish and have it fit. I do have that I speak the 3 languages. I'm wondering if I should start, when I do launch it, if I should do reels in Espanol también. Or post in Espanol.
There's your applause for speaking 2 languages. That's so cool. Or 3, sorry. 3.
Thank you.
All right.
I mean, I would suggest that you definitely do. I think that that would actually increase your brand awareness and your brand presence, because then you are opening up the floodgates for different people. The only thing is that it has to be the same target. That's the thing I would be very clear on. Like, make sure that the target is very delineated. You know who your avatar is, and regardless of what language she speaks, she has the same affinities. She is looking for the same information. She, her pain points, because that's something that is very important. I think that, definitely I see that, and I'm looking at your Instagram feed. I do see that you have a lot of long content on the actual pictures. I would actually do that a little bit different, more because when you're looking at the picture, you could actually, you see how you have those pictures and it has all these the words in the black.
Yes.
So I think that if you do less wording, and you actually do a carousel the way that you're doing it, but with bigger wording to get the message across, and then also in Spanish. Like, let's say you do, 2 in English and then 2 in Spanish or something like that within the same carousel. People are going to, and then you flip it, vice versa, whatever it is that you feel most comfortable with. People are going to, they're basically going to go through that carousel and try to find a lot and see everything, right? So if you keep them motivated and captivated with the picture and the big blocking, the big drawing names or wording, then automatically they're going to get hooked and then swipe to the right, I should say. Not I usually have to look at my hands to see which one is which, but I think that definitely I would use less text on your pictures. You put those texts more on your caption, and more title, more get to the point of your message. And then the last 2 or the last 3 or the first 2 or what, you play with it because it's your audience and you know them best. You actually translate what you're saying. So that way you have not only the English language, but also the Spanish language. And by the way, I love the concept because I really think it's important that us as women, because when I was reading that, I was like, oh my God, yes, us women, we need to make that, something that we pay attention to, because we do have different life experiences when it's happening, right? Before and after. So your message is definitely something that is important, and it's very good to have and to talk about, because it's not something that a lot of people know about, and I'm sure that you're going to get a lot of demand. So I think that it's more about less text on those pictures, put that on your caption, and more grabbing title information. And I could send you a few samples. Actually, Alyssa, I believe she's done a few of them, but they're very, very good. And you utilize the carousel. The carousel right now is something that is very big when it comes to the grid.
What is carousel? don't mind me asking. I'm sorry.
Oh, so the carousel is the one that you have that has about 4, 5 pictures. Sometimes they have 10. The ones that you have to flip to the right. So that's a carousel. And if you look at it, if you search, even let's say you search for your category, you may actually see some in the search bar. You will see a lot of carousels, because the things that Instagram is really pushing right now is carousels, reels for sure, 100% reels, videos, and then lastly is the pictures, right? And the picture, of course, it depends on how you do it and who you tag, and there's a lot of variations with that. But definitely videos, like the reels of videos, IGTV, and the carousel. The carousels is because of the engagement. People do stop and they scroll to the right. And I don't know if it's because of Tinder that they've gotten used to that, but people do want to get that information and they want to know more, right? So always think about, what does my audience want to know more about, and what can I educate them on not necessarily on the how, because of course that's the service you want to charge for, but more on the what and why, right? Okay. What and why. So I hope that helps. And, if you want any samples, I'll definitely send it to you.
Yes, Clara, I would appreciate that. Muchas gracias.
Definitely.
And I wanted to add something else that you can certainly do is, if you do see a carousel, like when you go to somebody else's Instagram, you can create a folder that entitle it as such. So you can just save the carousels that you like and that maybe align with your branding and maybe the messaging that you want to portray. You can just save them in that folder. And they will certainly, you can just, so you can look at them for inspo. So even if you go to like my Covedosa account, the second post that says 3 things you didn't know about women in the arts, you can certainly, I definitely put a lot of work into that one. And a lot of people really, really liked it. So you can use that one as an example of a carousel, and even like kind of use it as inspiration. You're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lisa. I appreciate that.
You also might want to start looking into like hashtags and the way, and locations. Locations, you can change it to whatever location you want, and that will help you like change. Like if you're particularly want to target one audience in particular, you can change your location to that area, and you'll basically get the people who are in that area to come to you. Another way is
that. So I could put like Mexico, for example, Mexico City.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep, you don't have to actually live there to change it. You can just switch it out and put Mexico City, and it should show up there. And then you can change the hashtags particularly to whatever is popular among that particular audience that you want to reach. Maybe you want to look into accounts from people who are in Mexico and look at their hashtag that they're using, and then just recycle their hashtag and put them on your post, so you kind of get like the same audience. That's something that really worked for me when I was running events around like the country, and it's just really easy just to like switch the hashtags, switch the location, and then you got like a little bit of a different audience.
Sweet, thank you.
All right, any other comments, suggestions? All right, we're gonna hop over with Javier.
Hello, how are you?
We're doing great. How about yourself, Javier?
I'm doing well. I'm in Long Island. I'm in financial planning, and the topic just intrigued me because I use social media to a point, and I figured I'd just kind of come into the group and just listen to some ideas of what's going on, see how I can better use my Instagram and things like that. I know you're supposed to post, I think, maybe once or twice a week. I know I don't do that, but so I'm just trying to listen and see if I can gather more ideas.
Yeah, I feel you on the posting part. Personally, my personal account, I honestly don't post that much because I'm just like, posting is kind of more like work. I don't really want to post on my personal account. But once it comes when launching a business, you do want to make sure you have like a separate business and a separate like personal account. I see that you have everything in one. You have just your personal account, which is okay, but I think it's just a good idea just to separate both, so you kind of switch your mentality on what story do you want to tell and like what brand do you want to create for each one. So with the brand for my company is about technology empowering communities, and then mine personal account is more about, again, the same community, something that's really important to me, but also the LGBTQ community, something that's really important. So kind of like a little bit different. So if you want to start doing your posting and just want to make sure you have something that matters to you, something that, let's say that you really enjoy cycling, you just do items that just focus on cycling just to get you used to it and not just do like something random. Or you could just do like a live as well. Just you can have like a normal profile and just post things that matter to you. I think that's the best way to create the best content and get like the followers that you seek. And then just being consistent. You don't necessarily have to post like every day, since there's like the stories now. You can just do like short videos, since you get a little bit more content, more views by using videos. You can post like 3 times a week would be a good time if you're just starting out, and just focus on understanding the story aspect of it, stories and reels, and the video content of it, since right now that's what Instagram is pushing. And then the Instagram, the grid is something that's a little bit more staple of Instagram, which it matters, but right now they're kind of putting it as like an extra, like original Instagram type.
Oh, thank you. When I originally opened it, I guess I'm using a personal account for the business, and the pictures I put there is basically while doing my business. So I don't use it for personal, like I don't put my kids or anything like that. But, so I guess that's something that I should switch it to a business account. But thanks.
Yeah, when you get a business account, it actually is, if you switch your account to business, you actually get analytics on your content, so you can see like your reach and a little bit more information when you're supposed to post. Like it tells you what times of days are the best time your followers are online, when they're interacting with your content, and gives you more information on how to do your content and what to create, what content. You can see like which post had the most reach, and you kind of start figuring out like who your audience is. Like that, especially like if you're newer, the analytics really help.
Thank you.
And Javier, I would also suggest that for the Instagram, where your name is at, I know that you have the category as financial planner, but if somebody is searching for financial planner, you may not actually trend up in any search, because the only searchable section besides the hashtag is really that title, which is where you have your name. So I would actually put financial planner there. Then even on your bio, I know that you have financial advisor right under it, but I would actually showcase who you're helping, who is it exactly who you're targeting. So I help X, do X, Y, and Z, because then that people know exactly what type of financial literacy information you're providing, or what is your category, or what exactly is it that you're focusing on, and what type of clients you're looking for. So, and which ones you're trying to help, because then that makes it even easier for them to follow you, rather than just saying, okay, well, yes, a financial advisor, but on what? What exactly are you going to be able to help me? And I'm sure that you may have a myriad of things, but definitely focus on the bread and butter, or your sweet spot of what exactly you want to focus on. And I do see that you have quotes, which is really good. I think that if you could provide a little bit more of your knowledge, again, the whole thing about not necessarily the how, but the what and the why in your post will be fantastic, because then it automatically makes you be the expert and the market leader in whatever section you are targeting or audience that you're targeting. That's very important. And tell people about your journey. I'm trying to go to the bottom to see if you have like an introductory of, hey, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, and this is how I'm going to help you. Perhaps, you could do one post like that, especially when you're trying to get more clients and you see an uptick in followers. that's one of the things that is definitely something that should be done by everyone, where you're reintroducing yourself and saying exactly what it is that you're focusing on. I do see that in your Clubhouse, you say family man, financial planning, but then you also include under financial planning, like life insurance, disability, retirement planning, business planning. But, you know, like which one is it that you're going to be focusing on? Either if it could be financial literacy, right? It could be that. But definitely let them know who you are and why you are posting and putting and providing this information out there, and how you can help them. Thank you. I'm Clara, and I'm done speaking. I'm getting used to that, guys.
Very insightful. Thank you. I didn't know if I should put something specific because I didn't want to pigeonhole me into something. But definitely something to think about. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that is the biggest misconception is, like, you know, we are afraid of being pigeonholed, but at the end of it is that you're trying to get as detailed as possible who you're reaching, because you're trying to create a tribe, right? You're trying to create a community. At the end of the day, Instagram is all about, and social media is all about creating your community. And you could always talk about, like, for instance, I have Financial Divas, and I know that I archived a bunch of things, but I've talked about, financial literacy. I've talked about insurance. I've talked about retirement planning. But the way that I did it was in a way where it was more on the overarching, I'm providing Latinas about money, like, you know, learning about money and empowering them to speak about it, to grow it, to invest it. So I was very specific about who it is that I'm reaching and what I'm trying to help them with, and then the content then followed, right? So, you know, it's not necessarily that you're pigeonholing yourself. It's more of the fact that you're letting them know, oh, this is my community. I'm here to help you. And this is how I want to help you. I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you. You give me a lot of ideas. A lot of things going through my mind right now. So thank you.
Write them down, Javier, so you can be great and amazing. And then the last thing I wanted to add would be so much potential here. I'm really excited for what you can put together, Javier, for your social media, financial planning, financial capability. I know Liz is like, a lover of this stuff. These things are so crucial and so important now more than ever, Javier. And like, I know for sure once you decide what path you want to take with your Instagram account, meaning like, do you want to just keep it personal and have a separate business account, or do you want to just turn the one that you currently have right now and make it your business account? That's definitely a decision that you would have to make after tonight. And then once you make that decision, really my biggest thing would be education. So many people will be drawn to you because financial planning, like, personal finances is education. Like, it takes knowledge and steps that people need to take, and you are an expert in this area, and you can help educate us on things little by little via your Instagram account. This is Lisa.
Were you done? Kind of cut off there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just like, oh. Any other suggestions, additions, Briz or Liz? I don't know if you guys have anything to add. I know Liz is in the finance area with Clubhouse, and she's just like a powerhouse here in Clubhouse for Latinos in financials. Addition or all good?
Yeah, so for me, with my pages, I have two. One specifically where I try to, promote everything that's going on Clubhouse. And then I'm also slacking with adding additional information. And then I have my public personal, if that makes sense, where I also like reshare my finance posts about what's going on Clubhouse, because I have a lot more followers on my public account than I do on the financial account. And I'm horrible about saying I'm done speaking, but I'm done speaking.
Hey, what's up, Rizzo here. So yeah, I would still, so basically, I've been putting a lot of love into the business that I used to work for. So I was running the social media. And as you know, you're running social media for a company or others, and you just lose sight of your own. So that's kind of where I'm at right now in terms of my social media brand and getting that going. But for me, I believe the biggest hurdle, and it's still very challenging to this day, is being consistent, really getting a plan together. Where you're following, and also to making sure not to take like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Really, it's about being honest with yourself and setting realistic goals for your social media, and get in and get out, because sometimes it's a slippery slope. We're in, then we're in the reels, and then hours go by, and then we forgot that we were supposed to do research on, like, oh, what's trending and whatnot. So that is just my learning experience. Once again, I don't claim to be social media guru, but definitely I've had a lot of like my close compas that are killing it in the game, and I'm always like, I want to like learn from you and use those tools, and that's why I'm here too. I appreciate everyone's gems so far. This is Brizzo, and I'm done speaking.
Yeah, I think I've been forgetting to say I'm done talking. I'm like, oh, right, I need to say that, and I just forget. So I think we have one more person here, Yvonne.
Hi, everyone. What a cool platform. Thanks, everyone, for all the advice. As everyone's giving tips, I'm like updating my Instagram bio. I think for me, just ideas for the reels, because I hear so much, and I think Clara mentioned about reels. Okay, someone mentioned about reels. Definitely video. Yes, I think she was there. Videos, being popular, and so I'm trying to do more of that. But I get stuck on ideas because my whole platform is about meditation and Reiki, and I do have a bilingual meditation, 5-minute bilingual meditation podcast as well. And so trying to put it all together and convey that message. And then in the reels too, but I kind of get stuck on ideas for the reels portion, and I do understand how important it is. So I have a few reels, so I'm working on it, but I would love some tips on that. And then part of the meditation part, and every Monday night, 7 p.m. here on Clubhouse, 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm doing a bilingual meditation in Reiki. So you're welcome to hop and join me so you can experience what that's like. And I'm done speaking.
I can start. Hello, Yvonne. I was looking at your account, and allow me to say I totally love the aesthetics, what you've been able to create. Loving the colors, the combination is very powerful, very strong. So I wanted to give you kudos on that. And I think, I think you've actually mentioned that already. You've done a really good job at trying to provide a variety of visuals, right? So you have reels, you also have posts, right? Educational posts and things of that nature, quotes, in videos of the that are like regular videos, but they're not necessarily reels. So you're definitely in the right path. I think you're creating great content. I was actually looking at one of your reels where like you're showing people how to inhale and exhale like through the by using their hands. Brilliant. I love that part. What I wanted to share is a couple of things from an idea standpoint. One of the things that has worked for me that you can try is definitely content creation is really difficult, especially when you want to batch create. When I say batch create, it means that you're literally going to create maybe a week worth of content in just like 2 to 3 hours, and you get that out of the way, and then you have your content that you can organize and then just post over the course of 1 week, right? So you batch create in just a short period of time versus like creating a post or a reel every day at the time that you get creative, right? So what I wanted to share is that one of the things that you could do from a content idea standpoint is you take a piece of paper and you, in the middle, you do a brainstorming session. Like you literally just brain dump everything that has to do with meditation, and also you also brainstorm on what are the I wouldn't say, yeah, I think the word I was looking for is challenges. What are the challenges that people are facing when it comes to being able to meditate? And maybe if you point out how your brand Decide Balance can help people learn how to meditate, right? And you can do it both in English and Spanish, so you can actually create the same content in different languages. You people would definitely, again, align with what you're putting out there, because a lot of people, when it comes to Instagram, they're looking for answers, right? And what we're focusing on is very important to create, I don't believe in work-life balance, but more so work-life integration, right? It's really important. Parents will definitely, look for that type of information that you're putting out there, so they can have a more calming, balanced life. So think about your target audience and think about what are the things that they're experiencing, the struggles that they're going through, and how your content can just give them tips and things to do to have a better life through meditation. So just some ideas to kind of think about, but you're in the right path in terms of having a really good inspiring feed with great powerful colors. Just when it comes to the content piece, just think about those things, and hopefully it'll help you generate some ideas and maybe some questions that you can answer through your reels.
Yeah, and another. Love it. Thank you. Yes, that'll definitely help. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's like a really good, precise. I was gonna do the wait 1 second. Did you guys hear it, or? Oh, there we go. I was like,
that's so awesome.
I was like, why is it my audience not working? There you go. I was trying to do that, Alyssa. That was like really good content from Alyssa overall, giving you good feedback on how to go about it. I do think is also taking from what she just mentioned. You want to have a content journal. I create all my content for my company. I try to do it like once a month. But what I mean is like I have like a rough idea of what I want to do, so I just take like a whole day over like a couple hours, so probably like 4 hours, and I just do like idea. Like I put a box, like just a box with an X on it, that's gonna be image, and then I put like what I want to talk about, and then like the caption, and then maybe like something that might be interesting happening that day, and then I go to like the next day and I'm okay, this is what I want to do. And just being able to write it down and just put in an X on like a square and an X, not having to think about the image yet, it's like really helpful because it has me brainstorms a lot faster than me just thinking about the image first and then thinking about what I'm going to talk about. Then once you have that done on a weekly, like on a monthly basis, every week you come in and look at your journal and be like, oh, this is a great idea, or oh, this is a bad idea. And then you kind of start combining these ideas together when you actually start planning out your week of like creating content. Then you don't really have to like pressure yourself or like coming up on ideas on the spot. You kind of have already like thought about it beforehand, and now you're just like perfecting the ideas that you came up with at the beginning of the month, and you kind of already like thought about it, so your brain is already like thinking in the background basically like what you want to create. And anything that like, just let's say you end up going to a concert or something, you just take a picture and you're like, oh my god, that really works with like the content I thought about doing previously for like next week or something. And it's just really helpful just not to stress yourself out and not to like burn yourself out with the content creation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I would also add to what Polly just said, which kind of goes in the same vein, is, one quick tip to get ideas as well as you have your journal and you're jotting it down, is that you go into the search bar and you actually look, let's say you want to do, if the category that you want to do a reel is on meditation or yoga poses or, self-thought or, like anything or affirmations, anything that is yoga related. Because there's a lot of information out there, like there's Ayurveda, there's a lot of things that you could really focus on. So I would actually go into the search bar and put in that category or that title and then see what's trending. And see which reels are really, really catching your eye and that you feel like you could actually do. Either save it, like you could actually save it on Instagram so that way you could look at it in your save section or your save folder in Instagram, or write it down and see, and write down exactly what it is that they're doing, or at least the topic that they're focusing on and how they're doing it, and pick the ones that you think are best for you, meaning that you could actually carry out, because reels, depending on what you're doing, sometimes could become a little, like, I know for me, the fashion ones, I'm just like, I don't know how they do them. God bless them, but I don't think I will be able to do 15 different styles for 15 seconds, right? So, really take an assessment of which ones do I really want to do after you look at this, you look at your search, and write down exactly what it is that how you're going to spend it within your view, right? And then just create it and make it easy. Like, don't pick a complicated one. And the reason why I say that is because if it is searching, if it's trending on the search page, then that automatically means that people want that content. And that means that most likely, depending on the hashtags that you use, your reels will pop and actually be on the search bar as well. So, and that's where you want to be, because that's where people tend to, when they do search, that's where they get the information, and that's how you attract even more organic reach and followers. So I would suggest, definitely do the journal, definitely write down everything, just data dump everything, as Alyssa said, but also goes into, in addition, go into the search bar and put in the category and see which reels are really trending under those categories, and then pick the ones that you know that you can do and that you like. And that you would like to focus on, and then write them in your journal, save them as well, so that way you can have reference always, and then do them. And don't complicate it. Reels are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to, and I see the one that you did on vibes, and I really do like that, because I think that it actually, we forget that we have to have fun vibes, right? So I think that by you doing those three elements, you'll definitely be able to know what reels to do and which ones to go forward with. I'm Clara, and I'm done speaking.
I love it. Thank you so much. Polly, I think you and Clara need the audience little audio.
Sorry? I didn't hear.
No, I was just saying that this is I'm suggesting the little audio clapping that you had. I mean, the audience clapping that you did earlier.
Oh,
one for you and then one for Clara.
Oh, this one.
Really awesome advice. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'm actually getting ready for a different type of audio. We're going to be doing announcements right now. And just want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to advertise whatever thing they're working on. I'll go first. I'm really excited for this event. I've been working on it for the past month and a half. I'm finally got all my speakers confirmed. I'm starting to partner up with wonderful Latinx based businesses. So I'm really excited about it. Really excited to tell you who I'm partnering up with, but I can't say it yet. But yeah, check out my page right now, and there's an event called Latino Pitch Practice Fiesta. And if you have any business owners who are interested in pitching to real investors, actual real investors who invest into minority-owned companies, all of them, their portfolios, make sure that they're giving back to the community, and their portfolios most of them are based with minority-owned businesses. Make sure to let them know. It's going to be in March 26th. It's really important they sign up. On my bio, they click the link and they apply to it, because only 10 companies are going to be able to pitch to them. It's going to be 3-minute pitches, and they'll have the opportunity to get information real time from the investors and give them feedback on how to make it better. Additionally, I do have other amazing opportunities once the event happens. So this is something that you should go to, and then if you don't feel comfortable on going to it yet, you can also come in participate as an audience member just to get yourself comfortable with pitching. It's going to be an event that I will be running like twice a month or once a month, depending on the availability of my investors and how they feel after this event. So it's really important for you to show up and show up for other Latino investors, making sure that this is something that we need in our community, being able to practice and be able to get information and feedback that we need. Liz, got any announcements?
Yes, I have two. So tomorrow for the Latino Financial Literacy Club, we have couponing simplified. That's going to be our topic tomorrow night. So if you're interested in that, you're welcome to join us. You can go to my profile, and the club is the second one in the club section. You can join the club or follow me to get alerted for when the room is opened up. And then also tonight, as part of the Chingona AF Club, we have game night. So I think it is Latino card revoked. Someone correct me. But it will start at 9 p.m. Eastern. So here in an hour, everyone is welcome. And if you're not following the club yet, feel free to hit the little greenhouse and join. And I'm done speaking.
For me, I'm actually, I have a class, not a class, I shouldn't have said a class. I have a room on Tuesday coming up, which is for financial divas, and then one on Thursday for parenting. Me right now, I'm more about focused on reinventing my feed. So I have nothing to really say except that I'm here to serve you and to help you. And I'm done speaking.
Hey y'all, Brazil here. So yeah, two things. Every Monday I host a room here in Chingona AF Club on Latina exo representation in film, TV, and media. As a lover of the arts and a performing artist myself, this matters, and it's super important to us all. So yeah, come on in. Mondays 9 PET, and I just released a single, Chingona. So it's available on all platforms. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Latino Card Revoked tonight. I'm really excited. You gonna be there, Liz? Nice.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Polly. I am done speaking.
I think it's my turn. Is that correct, Polly?
See.
Okay, great. I just wanted to double check. I had to PTR. Hello, everyone. All right, so this is Elisa speaking here. So yes, I actually have a couple of things happening this month. So the first one is Covedosa is celebrating its 2-year anniversary. Woo woo! Can you flip that mic? Flip that mic! Yay! So to celebrate for this month and also going on to April, I am going to be launching my very first Covedosa box in collaboration with a women-owned coffee brand called Muchacha. Really, really excited about that. And basically what that collaboration means is that we're going to be just talking about and focusing on uplifting the voices of women in coffee. And we are going to be launching a box, a partnership box, where it's going to have a mug specifically designed for the anniversary, and also a coffee bag of 100% Colombian coffee, which is really, really exciting. Cannot wait to continue to share this with you all in the future. But yes, really, really excited about that. And also, one of the things for those of you that just follow Covedosa, please keep an eye on stories. I have partnered with a women-owned brand called Womi, which is an app that promotes and uplifts the voices of small businesses that are women-owned, Black-owned, and very, very inclusive. And I am giving away 5 tickets, right, to 5 lucky winners for an event that they are hosting on March 11th. The event has a cost of $10 a piece, but Copedosa is going to be giving away 5 tickets to that particular event, which is called Speak Up Sis. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be only a stories giveaway. So if you follow Covedosa, make sure that you keep an eye on the stories. I'm going to be posting that later tonight. So you can participate and potentially be a part of that particular workshop. So really, really excited about that. And that is it for now. This is Elisa, and I'm done.
Ooh, congratulations. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, so excited. I cannot wait to see you ladies, doing the reels with that Covedosa mug and that Colombian coffee. What?
I love my coffee. Yo quiero un ching.
Yeah, I'm like drinking coffee right now, and I'm like, yes, coffee. All right, Yvonne, do you have any announcements you would like to share?
Thank you. So yeah, every Monday night, meditation Mondays, bilingual meditation followed by Reiki. And also I'm doing individual Reiki sessions for anybody who needs help relieving stress, feeling that inner calm, and just some good vibes. It's like an energetic massage when you're going to sleep. So I do it in the evening so that way it's easier for people to relax. And the link is in my bio. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you everyone for stopping by. Is that time where all the audience comes up on stage and says goodbye to YouTube. So I welcome all of you guys to stage. And if the mods can help them, bring them up. And we're all gonna say goodbye to YouTube as a sign off and ending live stream. So welcome to join us up. All you have to say is goodbye YouTube at the count of 3. So we're gonna wait up a little bit. Alright, everybody unmuting themselves. Alright, is everyone ready? Alright.
Yeah.
At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye, YouTube! Thank you everyone for coming. See you